Welcome to Raise Wisdom. Raise Wisdom is a channel that's based on quantum grammar. Quantum grammar deals with the correct sentence structure, communication, Parse, syntax, grammar, language, performance. The two guys that discovered this technology name are David-Wayne Miller and Russell-J. Gould. These guys discovered the mathematical interface of grammar, which is quantum grammar, correct sentence structure, communication, Parse, syntax, grammar, language, performance. And what that basically means, it's a math problem. If you write a sentence, you should be able to write the sentence frontward and backward, and it should still mean the same thing. Just like a math problem, if you write 2 plus 3 equal 5, and you could write it backward, 2 plus 3 equal 5, you still have the same mathematical answer. Facts come in, facts come out. And what can quantum grammar do for you in your life? Quantum grammar will change your life completely once you learn the mechanics and you can perform, you can read and write in quantum. Why is that? Well, it's because everywhere, majority of schools and teachers and everyone learn how to read and write at around a 2, 3, or 4 grade reading level. Even the teachers that's teaching in universities and colleges and high schools only know how to read and write around a 4 grade reading level. And quantum grammar is around a 29. When you learn quantum grammar, that's around the 29 grade reading level that you're in. And why is this important? Well, because we only know how to read and write in poetry, which is a 2, 3, or 4 grade reading level. So what we do is we build a world full of fiction, full of make-believe. How do we do that? We do that in our contracts, the documents that we write, the way we use to communicate with each other. The grammar is written in fiction. It's not written in any fact-based contract words. It's following a fiction method. And because you was taught how to read and write at a low level, you consent to this fiction method way of reading and writing and understanding. And the words that you're consenting to, there are no contract words. That means they don't mean anything. For example, the word defendant. The word defendant means no offended, but you assume you understand what the word means and you consent to this word, and all the laws, rules, codes, regulation of that word applies to you now. You see how that works? And what quantum grammar does, a part of quantum grammar, which is the Parse part. The Parse part, what it does is it breaks down a word and it defines each syllable's meaning of that word. Because we know majority of words come from Latin. They actually mean, parts of speech actually mean something. And when you learn quantum grammar, you'll be able to perform a parse of a word and also a syntax of a sentence. Syntax is another interesting part where you can do syntax of a document using a 9, it's actually 10, 0 to 9 numbering system where you put a number on top of each word that's in a sentence. It could be adverb, verb, adjective, pronoun, future time, past time, fact, lodio, position, conjunction, and you identify the function of each word in a sentence. And what that actually does is it gives you a clear view of exactly how the volition of whoever is writing the contract, they're thinking, and you'll begin to see that everyone have different education. Everyone was taught how to read and write in different ways. Everyone have their own style, and everyone have fiction language. And you're going to find out majority of contract are written in adverb, verb, adjective, pronoun, future time, past time, which is all fiction, which is poetry. It doesn't say anything. The contracts doesn't have position. Lodio is basically location, contract, originality. It gives you ownership. And facts, you don't find any contract with lodio, position, and fact. You only find contract out there with adverb, verb, adjective, pronoun, future time, past time, which means nothing. And you only assume that you understand how to read and write. And so therefore, every fiction rule that comes with these method way of communicating applies to you. One thing that you're going to do the first time you can perform quantum grammar, the first thing that you want to do is what's called a live-life claim. Now, the live-life claim is one of the most important pieces of document that you're going to create once you learn this technology. Did I mention quantum grammar is a technology? It is a technology. What live-life claim is basically a birth certificate, but way beyond a birth certificate, because a birth certificate is written in fiction. And just like any other piece of document that you may have in your pocket right now, like your driver's license, is written in fiction. What a live-life claim does, once you create it, you create one for yourself. You can create it for your family as well. What it does is it is broadcasting to the world that you are a fact, a real flesh, blood, living human man or woman. And it take you out of the fiction world and into the factual world. And there's an interesting rule in court that says no law or fact could be tried in court. Well, you're a fact now once you have a live-life claim. And you could write contract now, and you could write treaties with other countries. You could create your sea treaty to navigate your vessel. Your body is a vessel. Your car is a vessel. Your boat is a vessel. Your house is a vessel in dry dock, just like the courthouse is a vessel in dry dock. And when it comes to laws, majority of laws are written in fiction. 99.9% of law written in fiction. And what's interesting about this technology is that you can take any fiction document or even a law and you translate that into correct sentence structure, communication, Parse, syntax, grammar, language, performance, and make that law yours. Now, anybody that wants to contract with you, and whether you want to contract with them or not, whether they create a contract for you to try to persuade you to contract with them, you can accept their contract under your terms and condition now, because you have correct sentence structure. And I guarantee you their contract is written in fiction. What does that mean? That means you now have jurisdiction. You have authority over their fiction contract. Once you could take their contract and perform syntax of their contract and ask them to stop and correct using a very great law called the Title 42, 1986. Title 42, 1986 gives you consent to stop and correct. What are you stopping and correcting? Anybody that wants to contract with you in a fiction method way of communication, adverb, verb, adjective, pronoun. When you take this document, this fiction document of theirs, you perform syntax of it, which is your evidence that you perform forensic in it. Then now, if it's written in fiction, now you're a party with a crime. And Title 42, 1986 give you consent. If you are a party with a crime, you got to report that crime into the court. That puts you in a very unique state. Now, all of a sudden, the tables flip. Instead of going around saying, oh, I have my rights, I can do this, da, da, da. No. Now, you are creating power. And you can give out rights to somebody that wants to contract with you in the correct sentence structure, communication, Parse, syntax, grammar, language, performance. And if they cannot match performance, they have to vacate the position. You get that? And this is what's been happening worldwide. And this is not hidden from anyone. As a matter of fact, they've been advertising this stuff to all of us through movies. A good movie is the movie Matrix, where Morpheus says to Neo that there's a world that's been rolled over your eyes so you don't see what's going on. That's true. That's a fact. And they get you, it's in the grammar. And I remember Neo also asking Morpheus, why haven't anybody wake up to this? And Morpheus answered him saying that it's too much for people. Some people, it's just too much for them. And I personally witnessed that people that get exposed to this technology can't even fathom the fact that what they believe is not what it actually is. Like, for example, the word, any word that starts with a vowel means no, that word. It means no contract. Like the word apology, no apology. Even a word that have a vowel sounding beginning, like defendant. The word defendant means no offendant. You're just consenting to that fiction word. And Parse will help you to identify all the fiction word you've been using. And then what you do is you look for a positive performance word to put in your dictionary. Because the second thing you're going to do after you have your live life claim, now you're going to create your own dictionary. And you're going to give closure to every word that you put in your contract. And maritime law, because we all are vessels in the sea of space. And maritime law, chapter 1, paragraph 1, section 1, states you must give closure in your contract, the terms and conditions of the word that you use in your contract. Virtually nobody does that. Everybody just going around assuming they understand what the word means, and they're contracting with these fiction, fiction words, terms and conditions, and entities. And yes, if you consent to something, it's all fair games. Whatever the hell happened to you afterwards, it's all fair game because you contracted with that. And one thing I want to make really clear here. This channel is not a conspiracy theory channel. We're not interested in any of this stuff. Yes, I may have my opinion here and there. We may discuss different topics, but you must understand that it's my opinion. Now, it's nothing for you to believe or trust. It's something for you to see for yourself and verify it for yourself. And then you won't have to believe or trust. You'll have first-hand knowledge of it. You see the difference here? The difference between first-hand knowledge and second-hand knowledge. What I'm saying to you here is you hearing it to you is a second-hand knowledge. To me, it's first-hand knowledge. I have knowledge of the facts. I don't have to believe anything. If you believe me, that's a mistake. Because what I'm saying is verifiable. If you just sit here and listen to me and think it's a cool idea and theorize about it and not testing it, not challenging what I'm saying, not researching. And yes, because we build a world full of fiction, whenever you go on the internet trying to learn about quantum grammar, first of all, you're going to get a lot of negative feedback. However, the creators of this technology, David and Russell, left a lot of great material online on YouTube. David have a website. You can go there and find a lot of information about this technology and how it functions. Russell as well have a lot of information on his website and on YouTube. And there is a mechanic that you must follow for this technology to work. And if that mechanic is not followed, then is avoidance of the grace and honor and the rule 1 and rule equal. That quantum grammar operates like the math problem. This is why I'm recommending anybody who wants to learn this technology, you must learn it from somebody that is competent and can perform the mechanics correctly and can convey it to you and give you closure of why it works like that, why this is like this. And there's only one guy I could really vouch for now. Is a guy called Jason-Matthew::Glass. He has a YouTube channel that have a lot of good information, and it's all for free. And he does some workshop on a donation base, first come, first serve. And if you go out there and try to learn this stuff, first of all, good luck with that. If you're trying to learn this stuff by yourself. Because a lot of people, like I said, they don't have the correct mechanics of how quantum grammar work. They don't have the correct rule 1, rule equal performance, training, or knowledge. And even the syntax, they don't have the correct method of syntaxing. And yes, you will get frustrated, okay? And I think this is why a lot of people shy away from this technology. And even if you Google quantum grammar, they'll show some stuff about people that tries this stuff that it doesn't work. This is all, and it's all written in fiction. Google is performing fictitious conveyance of language, but in everything that it has on its platform. And this is, again, this is all was done on purpose. And this is why you must see for yourself. And another thing that you want to keep in mind about the technology, which is my favorite part, even if you don't know quantum grammar 100%, you don't know how to read and write quantum grammar 100%, but your volition is correct, guess what? Quantum grammar will work for you. There's a very good chance it will work for you very well. However, even if you do know how to read and write quantum perfectly, but your volition is not correct, quantum grammar is not going to work for you. Pretty cool stuff, right? And yes, this channel is here to help you, if you want it, to learn this technology, learn how to do a live-life claim, learn how to do parse of word, learn how to do syntax of a document, and learn how to write contract. And we're going to keep it mostly about the grammar. We may have discussion here and there about different topics, but the grammar is the key here. And this channel, this connection, will be here for you if you want it.
Like and subscribe and hit that bell button.